all you beautiful beings, EM87 here, with the first real thing I'm gonna eat today. In all honesty, I was planning to make a what I eat in a day video for day 18, but today was kind of a rough day and I honestly didn't eat much. I've just felt shitty all day, anxiety, and just craziness. Excuse me. Well, not craziness, but I wanted to actually talk today about, some of the things, some ways in which depression can manifest itself. It's not just crying and sobbing and feeling sad, although that can happen. It's depression can take away motivation to, work or, even get out of bed, to eat, sometimes to bathe. I took a shower this morning, which made me feel kind of better, but not really. I just got stressed out later today. But anyway, yeah, depression is not a choice. Mental illness is not a choice. Happiness isn't a choice in the moment. I mean, I talked about this in my ableism video. I included some links to, one I believe was to, a scientific journal that actually it was a scientific, actually it was a neuroscience journal, that said that showed that yes, brain imaging shows changes between people with depression and people who don't have depression. How yes, depression can affect the way you think. Things that would just be minor inconveniences can trigger all sorts of just catastrophizing, worthless feelings, just wanting to hide and to isolate yourself. Yeah, and a side note, stop making jokes about being triggered or jokes about trigger warnings, because triggers are a very real thing. They're a real thing for people with mental illness. They're a real thing for people who've suffered some kind of trauma of really any kind. It's a real thing for people with PTSD. And no, you don't just get PTSD if you were a soldier in a war. I mean, a lot of people who have PTSD are veterans of war, but there are a lot of child abuse victims, bullying victims, domestic abuse victims, and people who've been raped or violently attacked, or have even just witnessed something of a violent crime, or an act of violence. There are a lot of people with PTSD who have that background. So yeah, it's really kind of a crappy thing to joke about. It's nothing to make light of. And yes, seemingly small things can trigger a depressive episode. And no, happiness is not a choice in the moment. It's no, I've had depression. Well, it was diagnosed when I was 16 years old, and it's I didn't choose it. I didn't want it. I wanted to be just a normal girl, just go to school, hang out with friends, maybe date somebody, just have a normal life, and it didn't happen that way because I had an illness. I still have that illness. It's so no, it's an awful feeling. It's you don't just sit in your room sobbing all by yourself because it's something you want. You don't take any sharp object you can find and cut your arm because you want to. Yeah, this is gonna have a content warning because of self-harm mention. You don't feel like wanting to end your life because you want to. And yeah, people will say things like, "Oh, you're playing the victim," or "You're being melodramatic." It's sometimes depression can make you blow things out of proportion, make you feel like things are worse than they are. It's but it's the depression talking. It's it's not you just being a quote unquote drama queen or whatever. It's it's a real thing, and you need to treat it, and we need to end the stigma, and so it gets treated like a real thing. So people who have it, men, women, children, everybody who has it can get the help they really need. so they're not afraid to talk to somebody, so that they're not afraid to show emotion, so they're not afraid, and they can really get help, and they can get support and lead normal lives. What is normal? Let me rephrase that. So they can lead happier lives. Yeah, I'm gonna eat my oatmeal. It's basically it's just rolled oats made with microwaved with water. There's peanut butter, um, superfruit jam, which again is just a bunch of mixed berry jam. There's some like raw sugar in there. Normally I put like stevia extract in it. I bought this big thing of it's basically Truvia from Aldi. It was a big thing. It was only like $4 for the big bag. There's a banana there. I broke off into chunks, shared with Skylar and Loki as usual. And there's a bit of soy milk from Aldi. Their soy milk is bomb, just so you know. Uh, yeah. So I just wanted to talk about some things and enjoy my first real meal of the day. And as always, peace and love.